You want to win this, right? You are on the right video. How to win competitions. I was lucky enough to work with really high-level dancers, from pro hip-hop dancers that are competing and won over 10 world championships to super high-level ballet dancers. And what I've learned is really interesting. So today, 6 steps to be better in Jumpstyle leagues, live or online, and to win against your opponents. So, the first technique to win more against your opponents in battles is the essay method. An essay is like a scientific paper that you write. It has a predefined structure with an introduction, different parts, and a conclusion. And that's exactly what you want to do in Jumpstyle. When you're doing solos in dance, you have to think always about intro, because this is the first thing that people will see, and second, the main part of your dance, which is your moves that you do during the climax of the music. The third part will be the conclusion. Why am I talking about intro, main part and conclusion? It's because you have to understand how judges and the audience will see your dance. It's important. You want to give something impressive at the beginning to captivate the audience. It's gonna be the first impression that the judges or the audience will have. And you have to also finish with something that has an impact and they will have a positive thinking about your solo. So I just want to show you a video from Skylers from the WGC. He's one of my students. I was giving him a lot of advices.
Lend me thy light.
So you see, the first trick is planned, it's really on the music, it has a good impact visually, and the last move is not really creative, but at least it's super clean and neat. That's what you want to do, because your solo will be coherent. It has a beginning, a main part, and a conclusion, and everything is linked together. The second method to win more in competitions is doing the magician trick. The magician trick is about creating variations from your own moves and mixing the order of the moves in your solos to make people think that you never repeat yourself, but in fact you kind of repeat yourself because you're using the same basis of movements with just little variations. And we have someone who's really good at doing that. It's DAYN. So this guy is in a final versus EDX in World Jumpstyle Cup 2021. I'm gonna link the video in the description, but watch his solos from qualifications to final. He's kind of repeating the same moves. It's from a Polish style, but he's always bringing variations, dancing right leg, left leg, just changing one step or adding 2 more counts. I did a tutorial about how to create more variations, bring more creativity to your style. This is exactly what he's doing. So I'm gonna put this solo again, but in slow motion. So just look. It's kind of always the same move. So putting the right leg in front of the other one, or you see back near the knee here, but he's always giving variations of the same moves. You will see, like up, in front again, in front again, and switching side of rotation. He's kind of using the same basic moves from a Polish style and mixing the directions, adding little details. And that's something you want to do. It's the magician trick. To do that, there is a simple exercise that I've learned from hip-hop dancers, really high-level dancers. I'm gonna show you. I had the opportunity to train with really high-level b-boys from hip-hop. These guys are incredible. They gave me important techniques about how to win in competition, how to be better every day. Just to show you the level of these guys. The guy in red is the leader of the Momentum crew, that's the name of their team, and he taught me this magician trick. So it's quite simple. Pick a few moves that you do every time, so trick 1, trick 2, trick 3, and for each of these tricks, try to find variations, as many as possible. Once you did that, repeat every single variation at least 7 to 8 times. I was reading a book last time about how to memorize anything, and in this book they say you have to do something at least 7 to 8 times to activate your brain to start memorize it. You want to repeat these moves at least 8 times. And by doing that, you will be able to switch your tricks in your solo, give more variety and creativity, and eventually win in live or online leagues. And you will see that this magician trick is connected to the next techniques that I'm gonna show you. The third technique is called the suicide method, and it will help you to apply the magician that we've seen just before. If you are repeating always the same moves, the same tricks in all your solos and they look the same, the suicide method is for you. First, take 3 to 4 moves that you repeat every time. Let's take trick 1, trick 2, trick 3, and trick 4. These are the moves that you want to completely change in your style because they are too repetitive. Now take your camera, turn it on, and put some random music and dance. When you're doing any of these 4 moves, you stop. You stop your solo, you go back to your camera, and you delete the solo. Even if it's a good solo, you delete and you start again. You dance, and if you repeat again any of these 4 moves, you stop, delete the solo, and again. It's a repetitive process, but it will force your brain to go out of its comfort zone and to allocate the memory and the energy necessary to build new reflexes. So that's the suicide method, because you're kind of suiciding your own efforts. But you know what? It works. I've been doing that for at least 12 years, and that's how I went from right-handed to ambidextrous. But that's also the reason I won most of my battles in the French competitions. The fourth method is kind of interesting. It's called the Ying and Yang. So the Yin and Yang is from the Chinese culture, and it consists of 2 energies that are kind of similar, but at the same time they're different. So if we apply this to dance, there is an interesting concept that you want to do in order to be better in any kind of situations. When you're learning dance at school, they teach you moves that you have to do on the right side, on the left side, and at different speed. That's exactly what you want to do in Jumpstyle, because if you're able to master your moves and your dance in general in every kind of situation, you will be able to beat anyone on every kind of tracks, on any speed, in live or online leagues. Let's see an example. When I was in Ukraine for the United Dance Beats competition, it was a live one, I was kind of surprised. For the qualifications, the musics were really fast. For the next stages, it was kind of slow, but for the final, it was super fast. It was kind of a surprise for me, but no problem, because since I started Jumpstyle, I was training at slow and fast speeds. So I was already prepared to adapt to any kind of situation. But I do know that my friend ToPa was kind of disappointed because the musics were too fast. In fact, he was training most of the time with slower tracks, so he was surprised when the music went to 170 BPM. So the Yin and Yang method is how to master opposites in dance. Dancing slow and dancing fast, dancing right and dancing left, dancing aerial and dancing near the ground. So you guys need to master different aspects of your dance if you want to win. If your opponent is right-handed, you want to be ambidextrous. And these are just quick examples. There are tons of other examples that you can apply in dance. The fifth technique to win your battles and competitions is Interpretation. Let's take Evie from Spain. This guy is really good in terms of interpretation. What is interpretation? It's how you bring emotions and you play a character in your dance. It's fundamental in dance. In Jumpstyle, not a lot of people are using it, but why? You have time to prepare your choreography, so at least try to bring something different, because nowadays everyone looks the same, and you need to be confident with yourself and in your dance to be able to play a character. So look at Heavy from Spain. So maybe it looks funny for you, but this is a real dance skill. Now I'm gonna show you Salah from hip hop. He's super talented and a beast at interpretation. You will see the difference. You see, it's like he's possessed by the music. He's singing the lyrics at the same time. It's kind of a comedy show, but it's still dance. It's interpretation, playing a character. So back to this video from Skylar's, look at the beginning. This is interpretation. This thing with his hand is interpretation. If you do that in Jumpstyle, your dance will have a bigger impact because not a lot of people are using this today. It's always cooler to see someone who has fun in his dance or try to tell a story than someone who doesn't give a shit about what he's doing. Work on the emotions that you give to the people, and in return you will see better results, especially for live leagues. Okay, last technique. What is chaos? Chaos is when you let your mind go and you do something with your body without thinking. That's a technique that I'm always doing. It's like I'm putting music, Jumpstyle, hardstyle, hip-hop, anything, and I'm just dancing. I'm not thinking about how it looks, the technique, if the axes of dance are good. If I'm repeating myself, I just do whatever cross my mind. And if you do this exercise, you will see a huge improvement in creativity and diversity. Why? Because you will break your mental barriers about how your dance looks. To apply this method, take your camera, put some music, random, record yourself, and dance as long as possible until you're tired. But do anything that crosses your mind. Try to dance left side if you're always doing right. Try to dance offbeat. Try to dance with different axes of dance. Kick to the camera, no problem. But experiment, even if it doesn't look good. And super important, record yourself. Record, always record yourself, because you will have to analyze after your solos. Then check your solos at 0.5 speed, and if you see a single move or a combo that is interesting, save it. And when I say save it, just edit the clip and save the interesting parts. Here I got a solo from the French Cup 2020, and I was just experimenting. Now that I've recorded myself, I will use this clip in Sony Vegas 15, a software to edit videos, and I will watch it again. Yeah, this one is good. Yeah, this trick is really interesting for me. So I'm gonna cut this part. So exactly here and here. Delete the rest. Yes. So now that I have this part saved, I'm gonna do the same for the rest of the clip. I got 3 combos that are really interesting. First one. Second one. And third one. So I'm gonna save the project. Tricks for leagues test. Now if I'm preparing for a competition, live or online, and I need new tricks, I will be able to find inspiration from the videos that I've saved on Sony Vegas. To recap everything, we have the first technique, which is write your dance like an essay. Always think about the introduction, the main part, and the last impression that you will give to the audience in the conclusion, in the last steps. Second, the magician. Find new variations of the same move that you're doing every time. It's not really difficult. Take 1, 2, or 3 combos and add steps, remove some steps, combine some moves to create new variations and learn them. Repeat at least 7 to 8 times every single combo to memorize it. Third one, suicide method. Take 3 to 4 steps that are kind of repetitive in your style, put your camera, record yourself, and if you're doing any of these 3 to 4 moves, stop, delete the video, and start again. This frustration will force your brain to work more and stop being lazy. You will see a huge progression in terms of creativity and diversity. The fourth method, Ying Yang. Always trying the opposites in dance. If you're dancing really fast, try to dance slower. If you dance more on the ground, try to be more aerial. You master spins only on the right side, master them on the left side. The fifth technique, interpretation. Try to tell a story when you're dancing. Play with the music and bring emotions to your audience and the judges. You will be able to stand out from all the dancers and win more, especially in live leagues. And the last one, chaos. Free your mind, record yourself, do anything that crosses your mind on hardstyle or any kind of music, and after watch your solo, analyze it, cut the moments that are really interesting, and take inspirations from these moments. You can save these cutted moments from the video with an editing software. Then if you like inspiration, you can watch again this video and bring more diversity. That was a small part of what I know in dance and what I've learned from really high level and pro dancers. If you want more advices to win in competitions, just check the description. There is a simple website that I've created where you can put your email and I'm gonna send you documents and guides that I've written on how to improve and win in competitions. The link is in the description and in the comments. Check it, it's really worth your time. I put a lot of work in this kind of project. Please subscribe, follow us on our social networks. See you soon, have a good training.